Hi, it's Ashley from AB Sound Advice. Today we are doing a product preview on the Magnat Interior IW810 in-wall speaker. This is the big brother of the 610, and of course an 8 is a serious driver. Now, before we go into too much detail, if you haven't heard of Magnat, they've been around for over 50 years. They are a German-based company, German brand, and very well respected in Germany. And again, if you're looking for a high-end in-wall speaker, then Magnat would be the way to go. Now, this Interior IW810 comprises of we have a 25mm aluminium tweeter, and we have a 200mm carbon fiberglass woofer. And the good thing with using it gives you a really tight bass reproduction using that type of finish, by the way. It's also a high-end in-wall speaker. Now, some of these speakers do have backslash in ceiling. I'm not 100% sure why you would put this in the ceiling, but I guess if you're laying in bed most of the time and you want stereo and you want something bigger than the standard in ceiling, I guess you could do that. Not commonly done, but it could be an option if that's what you do. I guess there's no such, there's only certain rules. You don't have to follow everything that needs to be followed, if that makes sense. Now, the specs on this thing, we've got 100 watts RMS, 180 peak, or max, sorry, and 91 dB, impedance 4 to 8 ohm, 32 through to 32,000 hertz, and again, recommended amplifier output 30 to 180. So let's take a look at this. I mean, as I said, this is a big speaker. In anyone's language, this would give most bookshelves a run for their money when you look at the actual front face of this, and most bookshelves go up to about 6.5. It's not often that you actually see a front-firing 8 in a bookshelf. I'll bring it a little closer. The other thing we've got here is a switch on the front, which I think is pretty cool. You've got 0 for the tweeter, or you can move it to 3. Also directional, you can actually move the tweeter to the left, move the tweeter to the right or up or down. So if the speaker's slightly too high, you can point them down. If they're too low, you can point them up. If they're off to the side and your sitting position slightly off, you can just adjust them to suit, which I think's a really nice touch, especially, being an audiophile brand, you can understand that logic of thinking. On the back here, you can see the back of the driver, and of course there's the crossover, and again, your speaker input there on that side. Now, the other thing that's pretty cool, you'll be thinking, what about the template? All Magnat speakers come with a template. It's just a little cardboard square. You just draw a pencil mark around the outside of this, and as long as you cut to that size, you'll have no problem. Again, the grill, and you can see there, we'll click the grill on for you. So it just clicks into place like so. And again, these can be painted to color match your home, so they just disappear into the wall. You wouldn't even know they're there. And this type of driver, a lot of people ask all the time, what's the difference between an 8 and the 6? Obviously the size, the overall, if it's too big for what you want, then the 6 may be more suitable. But sound-wise, definitely the 8's always going to have a lot more bass and a lot more substance. It's a fairly big driver. But in saying that, of course, the 6s will be equally as good, just a bit more depth than the 8s. And if you've got a subwoofer in the room, then those sorts of things won't be so important. Now, if you'd like to find out more information about the Magnat IW810, you can go on to hifihq.co.nz for New Zealand, or hifihq.com.au for Australia, or just search a Magnat and you'll find them in Germany. And again, I hope today's preview has been helpful and it lets you see the product. Just maybe you might be in the phase of thinking about what to do next. Well, here's something. Hopefully today's little bit of information would have helped. So again, thank you for tuning into AB Sound Advice, and I'll see you next time.